Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Monday, right? Yeah, it is Monday. And also happy new moon in Aries. Oh my gosh, how you guys feeling this fire? Oh, this passion, it's almost like you're gaining energy. Your energy is increasing to help. It's like a boost to help you get things going. And of course that, like when you're moving forward, make sure it's from the heart. So I wanted to stop in today because we are already in that spring energy. And if you haven't been able to tap into, hi, my love. So if you haven't been really able to go into nature or at least walk outside or tune into nature and how it's almost like resurrecting again. It is resurrecting, right? Because it goes through that season of death and rebirth every single year. And so now nature is resurrecting, but it's that potent energy that you need to tap into. So if you haven't done it yet, just take a walk outside, taking a deep breath in. Over here it's like raining, which I've been praying for rain for a while, or snow. We need some kind of moisture. It's just been too dry here. So today I'm very happy. My rain dance paid off. But since we're in the energy of spring, right? I mean, it's like springing into your divine inspired steps. And so, we have our intentions written down, our goals. But make sure that each step that you're taking is from a higher place, which means that tune into your heart and ask the question, is this in alignment with my path? If it is a yes, then move forward. If it is a no, then step back and ask, what is in alignment? Which step is in alignment with my true path? So make sure you check in with your heart in terms of your steps and your intentions and your goals, but make sure you're taking inspired steps. So I popped on today because driving home, I was like, oh my gosh, this keeps coming in. Look at all the trees, like the buds that come in. Some of the trees are already blooming. And this is a great time to do spring cleaning, right? But we hear this all the time, and we usually focus on the physical spring cleaning. So like coming home and decluttering and opening your windows and, burning some sage or incense, and clearing the energy of your home or your house to bring in new energy into it. But we tend to also forget about our spiritual house, right? Like, whoa, I thought it was just physical here. Well, we're both spiritual in a physical body. So whatever we do in the physical, we also need to do in the spiritual. Actually, it begins in the spiritual and then it trickles down into the physical. It works better that way when we start out there and then come down. So I wanted to talk more about your spiritual house. Now, within your spiritual house, just when I say spiritual house, imagine a physical house like this, just in the spiritual realm. And so when you close your eyes and just tap into yourself, and I have a meditation which is called the Heart Garden Meditation. It's on my website too. I have a video library there, so if anyone wants to check it out. But you're introduced to your heart garden, and within your heart garden, you can find your spiritual house. So for me, I have a beautiful cottage there, that I go into and kind of just get away from everything. And I also have a crystal castle-like building that I go for healing. I go for superior healing. I go to tap into my ascended master self, to tap into my higher self, to tap into the higher version of myself, but also to tap into God or the divine. It is a very sacred space for me, but this is all in my heart garden. So with spring cleaning, I would invite you to go into your heart garden. And you would just simply close your eyes, just taking some deep breaths in, and drop your consciousness into your heart. I'm going to walk you guys through this real quick. Let's just go there. Let's do it, okay? So just drop your consciousness into your heart and using your deep breaths, your inhalation and exhalation, to really connect into your physical body and feel that energy drop from your mind or your head into your heart. And when you get into your heart, I want imagine a door. So a door in front of you. Now this door could be bigger than you, it could be smaller than you, it could be your own size, it can be metal, wood, whatever it is. Just take notice of the door. Take notice of how it makes you feel, right? And then when you're ready, just open the door and enter. And if this is your first time entering your heart garden, it's kind of like entering a house that nobody has lived in for a long time. It's usually dark, dusty, but the dark part, like there's no light. The heart garden is the same way. It reflects whatever it is that you put in there. And so you can design it to look any way that you want it to look. It is the home for your spirit. It is the home for your spirit to go to travel to when you're sleeping. It's somewhere that the spirit can go and rejuvenate and reconnect, right? And do whatever it needs to do while your physical body is sleeping. So it's the same thing. Open the door and just enter. And open your mind. So when I say open your mind, it's like your higher mind, your third eye, if that makes you feel comfortable. But just open up to receive the images that come to you. What do you see? Where are you at? Are you in the desert? Are you in the beach? Are you in the rainforest? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What do you smell? Use your senses and really see what is going on around you. Take in all of that experience. This is your heart garden. So if something doesn't look right, let's say you enter and all of it's just dark because you didn't even know you had a heart garden, right? Well, bring in some light. What does your heart garden need? Is it missing water? Then bring in rivers and lakes and waterfalls. Is it missing living things? So bring in animals, big trees. What does your heart garden need? And just go ahead and just take it all in. And you know what? It's like craft your garden to represent you. So if you love cottages, build a cottage there. And remember, in this space, you don't have to be doing any hard manual work. Kind of like in the physical, you would have to, like do the hammering and all that. In this space, it's magical. You simply need to envision it, and it is so. Whatever you want is what will occur. So if you want a cottage, make it happen. If it is a beautiful garden that you need, go ahead and make that happen. But design your heart garden to reflect your heart's desires without limit. And how big or small your heart garden is really up to you. It can reach so far. It can be without limits. So really have fun with it. But I want you to specifically bring your attention to that house in your heart garden. There's a house right there. It's almost like nestled in trees, like hidden away. Go ahead and walk to the house. And just like when you walked into your heart garden, you kind of determine whatever it is that you need. Do that same thing. So open the door to that house. Is it dark in there? Is it dusty? Whatever it is that it needs to bring in more warmth, more light, more vibrancy, more energy into it, go ahead and do that. So if it needs more light, you can put candlelight, or you can just bring in like this sunlight thing in there to illuminate the house. And make sure all the rooms within the house is illuminated. I want you to illuminate it however you want that to be. But let's bring in that illumination in there. And you need to dust. Maybe open the windows and allow some beautiful fresh air to come through, almost like this gentle, soft cyclone spinning, removing all that old energy, dust, whatever doesn't belong there, and taking it out. Do you need some chairs? Do you need a bed? Do you need a fireplace? What do you need? So that is the house that I'm talking about. And just take it all in and know that you can always come back to this space. You can always come back into even your heart garden. But this house, this spiritual house, is within your heart garden. Just taking a deep breath in here. With your exhale, come back to your body. So this spiritual house has many rooms, just like a physical house. And in my academy, I teach about the 12 archetypes. Each house has almost like a part of you, or each room has a part of you within it. Some of the rooms you notice are wide open. There's more light in there. Like it feels good. It feels familiar to you because you use that room a lot. And you will also notice that some of the rooms are probably dark, or they feel scary, airy, cold. Those are the rooms that I want you guys to focus on when you go back into your heart garden. Pay attention to which rooms look like nobody has ever visited for a while, because these are the rooms that I want you to bring in that fresh air, that vibrancy, that light, whatever that you need to bring in to bring that aliveness to it, because that room holds a secret about you, holds a mystery of who you are, a mystery that you haven't tapped in. So let's say, and you can kind of stand in the center of your house, your spiritual house, in your heart garden. And you can just kind of scan around and see how many rooms you have. And then you can also see what each room is about. So maybe you see a room, then it will say, like it will be labeled, and it will say your spiritual gifts. Let's say spiritual gifts. And one will say inner child. And one will say heart trauma. Like it can have names. But I want you to kind of scan your house. Take notice of how many rooms. Now that number means something. So see how many rooms there are. And you can simply just ask the house, how many rooms do you have? And see what comes in. And then next, take notice of the names of the rooms. So again, you can walk around your house and kind of, explore and see what is going on, how you're feeling, or you can simply just be in that center home, right? And just almost like projecting yourself into all the different rooms to experience it at once. Don't make it complicated. Make it as easy as possible, okay? So see how many rooms you have in the house. Do they have names? And while you're exploring, when you get to a house, when you get to a room, how does that make you feel? Not all the rooms will feel good to you. The rooms that you haven't tapped into, the rooms that have been kind of shut off for a while, they won't feel as good to you because you haven't visited that room in a long time. And so just take notice. But here's the key. The rooms that feel dark and cold, go in there and ask what it needs. Go in there and say, okay, this is what I'm feeling in here. What do you need to be your best room ever? And it might be like, I need a fireplace. Then put a fireplace in there and watch what happens. Some rooms might be like, I need a tub or, like a bathhouse in there. Go for it. It's whatever the room needs, put it in there. Some rooms might be like, I need the sun in here. And you're going to be like, what? The sun can't fit in here, but you can create the sun in there because that room, again, is eternal. Every part of the house is eternal. You don't have to put any block or any, like this is how it is and this is how it needs to stay. No, everything about that spiritual house is eternal because everything about you is eternal. There's no limit. But visit each of the rooms. See which ones that you're kind of hesitant on visiting. See which ones that you're ready now to visit, to change things around. And just kind of take note. And so with the spring cleaning, yes, go ahead and clean your physical house. Bring, open the windows, light a candle, create a new shield around your house, but renew the energy in your home. But I also want you to go within into your heart garden and visit your spiritual house and also do that same spring cleaning within it. That could also mean creating a garden around the house. Bringing more life into the house, into your spiritual house. Because whatever you do in there is also going to transcend into the physical realm. That spiritual house is an emanation of our physical house, which is our physical body first, which is an emanation of our physical home. They are all connected. They're all reflecting each other. So when you go up there first and you take care of your spiritual house, it comes into your physical body, which is emanated out or reflected out into your physical space. So with the spring cleaning and tapping into the powerful energy of Mama Gaia, the resurrection of Mama Gaia, I want you to tap into that energy and bring it into your heart garden. Bring it into your spiritual home, your spiritual house. Also see that space become alive, resurrected. And bring it into your physical body again and then emanate it out into your physical home. It's like a spiral thing, right? It is simply magical when you do that. Remember, if you can tap into the spiritual aspect of yourself, then this physical will be quite simple for you. So I wanted to share that with you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Let's see. So Tamara, you said, do we always have to walk through a door? Can we just envision ourselves there without a door part? So Tamara, envision a house without a door. Anything can enter. The door that you walk through, it's almost like your guardian. Your guardian to your heart garden, basically. If there's no door, then anything can come and go. That door is only for you, and only you can come through that door. It opens for only you. If there's no door, anything can come through. Now you can always acknowledge that door and simply just project yourself through. If you know there's a door, but do not take down that door. There's a reason why it's there. It's a protection. It's almost like what word am I looking for? It's like the gateway to your heart garden. Is the gateway, basically. That's what you have. So you can simply, like if you're someone who's been doing, which, you're in my academy. Most of the people in my academy, in my Moon Goddess Academy, they've been, oh my gosh, Moon Goddess Circle, they've been doing this for a while. So it'll be very easy. You just kind of go right through it. So when I am tapping into my heart garden, I can still envision that door because I'm still checking in to make sure there's a door there or if there's anything I need to do. And then I just go right through the door. I don't even stand in front of it and open it because I've done it so many times. It's the same for you. If you're used to working with your heart garden and going through, then you simply acknowledge your door, go through your door, and then go do what you need to do. And you will get to a point where it's almost like you're just sliding right through. But for those energies, entities, and other beings that are not invited, that's what the door is there for. Yeah, so it's very important. That's why I always walk you guys through the door. So spring cleaning, remember, Don't just stop at cleaning your house or bringing in that fresh energy into your physical house. But if you haven't done that yet, it is potent time to do it. So just dive in there, open some windows, let in some fresh air. Remember, all of these actions bring that consciousness in there. I am opening this window so that beautiful fresh air, the purest air, can come through my home and kind of like cyclone through, taking all the stagnant energies, the stuck energies, the energies that no longer benefit you or is for your highest good, just comes in to just send it all out, or to move it out of your home. Like, set that intention. Intention is going to be very powerful when you're using your sage and walking through each room within your physical home. It's the same thing. Use that intention. I am using the sage or the smoke of the sage to eliminate any old energies, any stuck energies that are around here. And I'm calling in a higher vibration or a higher frequency of light, or I'm calling in unconditional love into my home. I am anchoring down the divine light within my home. One thing that I do for my home is that I have a pillar of light in the center of my home. And so I envision that pillar coming down from the divine and anchoring into Mother Earth. And that light from that pillar expands and engulfs the entire home. And you can do this for your home too. So you can do that pillar of light and like expanding into like this big bubble of light around your entire home. And, bring in that highest, purest light to raise the vibration of home. You can use crystals, you can use whatever calls to you. Plants, bring in plants in the room will always help to recycle old energies. And depending, of course, where you put it, where you feel like there's always a congestion of energy, you can bring in more support on that part. So around your computers, around like a lot of electronic stuff, you can always bring that stones or plants to really help in bring that circulation of energy. But there's nothing like opening your windows and allowing that fresh air to just sweep through your house, taking away all that old energy and bringing in a fresh outlook of life, or a fresh idea, or ideas basically, or like whatever it is, but it's bringing in that freshness of spirit to you, into your home, into everyone that lives within. It's very powerful. So when you guys are doing these spring cleaning, don't think it's just another chore. There's a reason why it is something that you do every year. It's very powerful, or even multiple times in a year. It doesn't only have to be spring. Spring is just when that energy is potent, and you can really harness that. You can really harness that and anchor it within your home. And it's all about intentions and bringing in consciousness into what you're doing, conscious awareness into what you're doing. So do spring cleaning in your physical home, but don't forget spring cleaning in your spiritual home. And again, your spiritual house, which is in your heart garden, is the house for your spirit. So when you go to sleep and your spirit leaves your body, right, and it's still anchored kind of like in your navel, there's like an umbilical cord. And so it can fly anywhere, it can travel anywhere, and it will always know to come back into that physical body. But when it's doing that, when it's not escaping, but leaving, it always has a home or a house in the spiritual realm to go to meet your guides, to meet angels, ascended masters, your future self, your past lives. But there's always a home for the spirit to go to on that realm, and also in the physical realm. Very important. So let me know if you have any questions. And again, on my website, I do have a video library, and there is the meditation for the heart garden on there. Please check it out if you haven't done that before, and so that you can tap into that heart garden, create your spiritual home on there if you don't already have one. And remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. And that's why everything that we do, everything that I teach, at least, I always reconnect you back to the source, to your spiritual self, because that is where it all begins. And then it's the reflections of it that come down into the physical and create our reality. Once you understand that, this physical life will be quite magical and easy, with ease and flow for you. So let me know if you have any questions. But other than that, enjoy your new moon in Aries. Write down your intentions. Connect to that Aries fiery energy, you know, full of passion. It's like, you know, this new moon, what makes it powerful is that it's the start of a new zodiac cycle, right? Aries is the first one. And so it's like a new beginning in that sense. So that fire that is coming in, it reminds me of a dragon fire, because that's just the energy I work with, you know. It's like, but it's also the dragon and also the phoenix. It's a rebirth. The dragon can help kind of tear things down with the fire, and then the phoenix rises up from the ashes. So whichever works for you, you know. But that's that fire. It's almost like giving us a boost, giving us the boost that we need at this time. But it is almost like it has a direction. It's not a fire that is burning everything down. It has a purpose. It has a direction. And it is concentrating on igniting your intentions and your goals. You know, the ones that you wrote at the beginning of the year. Yeah, you're going to be tapping into that full force now. It is igniting that. It's igniting your gifts. It is igniting your desires. You know, whatever you're thinking about, it's igniting it. There's a lot of sensual, passionate, fiery energy at this time. So tap into it. Remember to always check in within your heart before you take that inspired step. Okay? All right, my loves. Have a good night. Until next time.